Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you a method to overwinter plants without having to take them inside. This only works if you live in warmer climates, like places where they don't get super cold. I'm in zone 8A, so if you live in similar climates, you can try this same method and you can save your plants. So last year I tried it and it worked until we had the snow get in that killed everything. So this year, hopefully we don't get that, and we'll be able to save some of these plants right here. So what I'm going to use is these clear plastic bags right here. What we're going to do first is cut the plant down a lot shorter because we don't want to have all these foliage here because it's going to be hard to put the bag around. Also, you want to overwinter plant, so you don't want it to grow. So first we are going to do a lot of trimming, and then we're going to give it a good thorough water, and then we're going to cover it up. Okay, so let's go ahead and trim. I'm going to cut it down pretty well. Okay, so we can cut more of all of the growing shoots because you don't really need those. They're gonna die back anyway. So clean it up. Okay, so there we have it. And then next what we're gonna do is we're gonna get the bag here and then we're gonna cover it up. So let me show you. And I'm going to water it first, because you're not going to water for like maybe a few more months. And now you just put the bag on top. There, that's how you wrap it up. And now put it against the wall of your house, because then it'll use the wall of the house as a heat source. So let's go ahead and move this. Okay, here we are. I have it placed against the wall of the house, and as you can see, there's sun right there. The sun is going to reflect off of the wall, and then it's going to keep the plants a little warm, and then the bag on top will keep a lot of the moisture from escaping, as well as some of the heat from escaping. So if you have a place where there's a good amount of sun on the side of the house, just leave it against the wall, and then just wait. You don't have to water for a long time, maybe even 2 to 3 months. So just check on it every month or so, and if it still looks good or the container is still heavy from the water, then just leave it. If it becomes really light, that means you need more water. Okay guys, we are now on week number 6. So last week the temperature dropped down to 18 to 21 degrees for the entire week. So these plants stood no chance. You see all of the growth basically died. You see that everything is just turned brown. But I think beneath, lower towards the soil, the plant are still alive. So we will take a look and see. But these are just the 2 that I left out here. I was worried that it may not make it, so I took one of the plant and put it under the patio, and that one fared better than these. So we'll take a look at all of them. So let's take a look at these first and see. So you can see everything is dead. All the growth that we had were basically all gone now. And look at that, you see? There's still leaves right there. So the bottom area right here towards the soil, or maybe beneath the soil, it could potentially still be alive. So there's still hope for this plant, even though the top is basically all done. So we're gonna have to keep this going, and then we're gonna track its progress, and then see if it will come back to life. Same with this one. So let's take a look here. Yep, the top is all dead. So the bottom area is still green right there. So I there's still hope for these plants. So we'll just leave it like this, and then check back soon. So let's take a look at the other one that I put under the patio. Alright guys, so here are the 3 plants that I moved in here. And this one, it was really dead from the top, so I cut it back because it was the branches was poking through the bag, and I wanted to kind of like preserve the heat and not let it escape. So I cut the branches off so that it doesn't poke through and break the bag when there was just so much wind. So let's take a look at this one here. Okay, look at that. So this one is alive. Look at that. You see, there is a little growth right here, and everything from beneath is still green. So there's a sign of life right there. So that one will start to grow as the weather warm up a little bit. So yeah, it survived 2 of the freezes. So yeah, it's still very nice and strong. So that one's good. I think most of these the sides right here are dead, but I think below here the roots and stuff is still nice and strong. And plus, if you see that sign of green right there, that means it's a good sign. So we'll have to leave that one alone and let it grow. Okay, welcome back. It is now March 30th, and all of the plants that I tried to overwinter with the bag on top have died except this one here. So with the 3 freezes that we had this year, it was just too much for these plants. The weather was just too crazy. And even with the dome on top, all of them, the other plants didn't make it. But somehow this one here was strong enough to stay alive and come back right now. You see there, look at that. So the bottom of the plant is still nice and green, so it sprouted a new shoot. And that is the only one. So was it a waste of time? Actually it wasn't, because I was gonna leave the trunk in there like this anyway, and by covering it up, it actually saved this one. And then now I have a plant that I can grow this season without starting from seed. And so without the crazy freezes that we had 3 times, I think most of the plants would survive this way. But because the weather was just too crazy, this is the only one that we have left. So you know, why not, guys? Try it out. If your climate isn't too crazy cold, you know, put the bag on top, put it under your patio, leave it outside, and it could potentially save a few of those plants. But if your climate is just too cold, then it would not work. But you know, if you're in zone like 8A, 8B, and so on, it could probably work, because as you can see here, it worked for me, even with the crazy 3 freezes that we had. So there we have it, guys. I hope that that gives you some insights on how to overwinter outside in warmer places, and maybe try them out for yourself.